I don't understand why it's doing this. It's done it every night where I don't know. I don't get it. The microphone's plugged in. It works, and like you could see it, like the on my side, you can see the little gray thing around my photo. It's moving. That means the microphone's moving. Like I'm talking into it. Why you can't hear it, I don't know. it's it's all working on my side. You know that you can see the feedback on the photo. So yeah, sure. StreamYard. What I was saying is that I went to bed last night after I did that late stream, and I came back this morning going, "Oh my god, how did everything get so much worse?" I was like, "How is this even a thing?" We had such a great night last night, bringing in the new year from the East Coast to the West Coast, and it seemed like everything was going okay. And we wake up all this morning, and it's like the world just went mental. Um, this is the one I want to show you actually. Before we get into all the others, I want us to look at this. I was reading some reports on this earlier, and I don't know if this is connected. I don't believe so, but check out this footage. Now I have to call out who owns this footage. Give me a sec. I'm going to call him Nick Wendreich. Wendreich, I'm going to call him. That's what I'm going to call him. Check this out. This is the Honolulu one. This is some of the craziest footage I've ever seen. And then I'm going to read you the description for it. Hold on. Give me a second. Here we go. And I'm going to tell you what the chief of police said after this. All right, so there's not a lot of audio, but you can see here, something doesn't look like the other stuff. Something looks like very different. This is insane. What a cool guy to have a drone up in the air at the time too. So what happened here is, from what I understand it, they dropped some sort of thing, they call it a cake, and it's like got a bunch of different fireworks in it, but it fell over and then started ejecting fireworks into a storage area where there were more fireworks. So it wasn't just the fireworks they'd let off, there was also more in like a garage, and it went kaboom. Unfortunately, a bunch of people got very seriously hurt with this. They were saying the police who responded were saying it was one of the most gruesome crime scenes that scenes. It's not a crime, I guess, sorta. They were saying it's one of the most awful scenes they ever went to. Yeah, if we go to Hawaii News now, they will describe the scene here.
You asked the question about what it was like. Okay, the gentle part of it was you're on the scene and you see one boxing glove and you see one Birkenstock shoe from a child. Okay. The truth is that people had traumatic injuries so badly that brain material was across the sidewalk from the ferocity of this explosion. And we want people to hear that, because that is what is really possible with these explosive fireworks. Now, I know people have the debate year after year after year, don't take our fireworks away. Literally, some of the deceased had injuries that were that tragic, that traumatic. We're talking about the worst possible war zone injuries that took their lives. And that will continue to happen if we don't take, as a society, real action. It's not just losing a finger. It's extraordinarily grotesque events. And in the next couple of days, it's highly likely that some of the people that didn't even look that bad will die because their lungs were burned out. And that's what you happen to see when explosions happen right in front of you.
So you hear him talking about it. It's really awful. So the statistics that I have here up to about 2 hours ago says this particular one killed 3 people and injured over 20. And you heard him describing the scene there, brain matter that had been blasted out of someone's head because of these fireworks. Now, I'm going to show you what the aftermath, not the crime scene or whatever you want to call it, where bodies are, but just what the surrounding area looked like after. So it's right here. This is the aftermath right here. I don't even know what this was. Was it a home? Was it a gas station? I have no idea, but I think it looks like a home. What is what and where it came from, I have no idea, but you can see some what they call like mortars. There's a big one here on its side. Then you can see a whole bunch of little ones everywhere, like little cardboard tubes. They're everywhere. Yeah, 3 people dead, 20 injured. So what happened is they lit off one. I'll see if I can find a photo of what they describe this thing as. They call it a cake. Yeah, fire. So they call it a multi-shot. No, that's not it. I don't fully know. I've not ever seen one, but I'd say it probably looks something like this. But they make really big ones too. They make like even larger. I think it was. This is just a little one, but I think the one they did was gigantic. So they're sort of like, they call this a cake, where you get all these shots all in here, and you sort of light it and they all go off. But you can get really monstrous ones that have like all different fireworks. They have like 20 different types, and some people make their own and stuff like that. So what happened is they lit one of these, put it on the ground, and it tipped over. And then instead of firing up, it started firing sideways, and it ignited a bunch of other fireworks that they had stored away, and the whole thing went up. So yeah, fireworks accident. So I wanted to show that to you because fireworks in Australia are sort of illegal. People do get them. You can buy them from certain places illegally. I'm guessing it's like some places in the USA as well where you can't buy them. But they're not hyper common. There's a couple of states in Australia where it used to be legal. I think Canberra was one of them, and Northern Territory. So often in these places where you can buy them, they filter. They start leaking out of where they might be in the Northern Territory, and then a family moves and takes a whole bunch of them to like Queensland or something. So they tend to make their ways to places they shouldn't be. But this is sort of the reason they banned them here, is there was too many accidents, too many people losing hands and eyes, and people strapping them to cats and things like that. So yeah, I didn't. It was weird when I was on live for midnight, New Year's Eve Australian time, and we barely heard any fireworks around here. Like there was a couple, but nothing ongoing. It was just a few, and then it was over. Reby said, I almost lost an eye when a box like this was going off and one of the tubes inside fell over. I'm glad you did not lose your eye. Sean said, I had to fill out a form to get a license for $5 in Canberra. Yeah, when I lived in Sydney, there was a place, I can't remember what suburb it was in, and it was called like Frankie's Fireworks or something like that. And we always used to go there and try to buy fireworks as 12-year-olds. And they would always be like, you need a license. We can't sell to you unless you're over 18. And I'm sure he probably had we just like to go in and see what was in there. But yeah. Rachel said, so dangerous. Lots of reservations here sell large fireworks and people aren't supposed to take them off the reservation, but they do. I think they should leave it to the professionals. I reckon this family probably hopes or wishes that they had done that. Really brutal. It says here, emergency crews arrived to a chaotic and gruesome scene in Honolulu after a large New Year's firework tipped over after being lit and ignited a fiery shrapnel-studded blast that killed 3 people and injured more than 20. They say 2 women died at the scene. A 3rd woman died at hospital. They said authorities want people to stop letting off fireworks because of the danger. They're saying it's just the risks involved are too high. And you heard that governor talking about it before. They say here, Police were investigating whether charges for the person who lit the firework near midnight were warranted. The blast happened at a 3-story home with a bottom-level carport. Piles of debris, including bundles of blackened firework mortars, could be seen in front of the house during daylight on Wednesday. Yeah, you can see heaps of them. They're everywhere. They say the explosion broke windows across the street. It happened when a lit bundle of aerial mortar-style fireworks called a cake tipped over or fell off a table and fired sideways into crates containing additional fireworks, which then exploded. They say the cake's rounds could be separated, but had been lit as a bundle of 50. Part of what officials said was tens of thousands of dollars worth of fireworks at the home. Crazy. Tens of thousands of dollars of fireworks at the home. Do you think maybe they were selling them to people and this was like sort of their little family get together? It could have been. Sean said the only accident I found yesterday was a 10-year-old in the UK with burnt hands. I saw another one where a guy died. There was a guy who died from a firework explosion. I think it was in Australia. A guy died. Rachel says Laura G is terrible. Yes, it is. Laura G says they aren't legal here, but people still get them. I had a neighbor that would set them off for any occasion. He burned down his own garage, and that stopped the fireworks. You can't store them anyway. You can't let them off. Bipolar says, of course, we have an entire holiday surrounding fireworks. Yes, that is true. Danny Mitchell says, so did your... Yeah. I know who hit the no. It's okay. Don't worry. Sean said, this New Year's Eve. Yeah, it was... I can show it to you. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it was about... Sorry, it wasn't... it wasn't on New Year's Eve. He died... I think I showed it on this channel, actually. There was a big kaboom. He was near his home and decided to let it off. Yes, I did show this. It was like for Christmas. Same deal. Yeah.
Christmas night tragedy has claimed the life of a teenager in Melbourne's north. He died instantly when a firework exploded in his face just metres from a friend.
On Christmas night, a decision with explosive and fatal consequences. A firework killed a 19-year-old man who lit it in a fenced-off road construction site next to a housing estate in Kalkallo. A nearby security camera captured another man screaming after detonation, believed to be his mate. Is it suspected that was a homemade firework?
I can't answer any of those questions.
The victim from Whittlesea died instantly, just after 9 p.m. One arson and explosives detective saying it's among the worst incidents he's seen. The teenager's devastated parents came to collect his vehicle this morning.
It's extremely distressing for the family and obviously friends of this person. It's a day that they will never ever see in the same way.
You have to think about his mum and dad, right? You saw the footage and heard his mate yell out. I can tell you, I played with explosives when I was younger. My friend gave me one, and he's like, this one has a broken fuse, but it'll be all right. Just sort of light it and run away. Me, being silly that I was, decided to light it in my hand, and I almost blew up my hand. I am not kidding. Luckily, it wasn't that big. It was only about that big and about that wide. But I lit it and it just went kaboom straight away. The fuse just ran in like it was like 1 second. I had a huge blood blister on my thumb, this thumb here, and it stretched from about here to about here, and it was just massive, and it killed. It was so sore for about, I don't know, at least a month. It was painful as hell. I never told my parents how I got that injury. They to this day don't know how I got that injury, and I just kept wrapping it and like Dettol-ing it, and sticking your thumb after you've had a explosive blister or burn on your hand and sticking it into Dettol. Swear to God, I almost passed out several times, but you have to. April says unpredictable and dangerous. Yeah, I think we've all had some sort of experience with fireworks that we're like, yeah, I think I'll just leave that to the people who, do Sydney Harbour. I'm good. I don't want to play with them anymore. I don't. After that, I was like, no more fireworks, no more. Deadall. I don't know what you would call it in. I don't know what you would call it in America. Like betadine. Is that sort of the same thing? Yeah, very stupid. Very stupid. Well, yeah, we had a friend. I don't know why we had this friend, but we had a friend growing up that could seem to get fireworks quite easily, and we'd buy them from him quite often. So sometimes he'd have these ones that came in like a little box, and you could strike them like a match, and you'd strike them and throw them. But this one was a little bigger, and yeah, about that big and about that wide. Why is my camera screwing up? All right, sorry about that. Did we just go again? We're getting weird glitches. I'm not sure what's going on. Did you see that? That was like the Matrix. Yeah, we call it Deadall as well. Yeah, that was odd. Yes, yeah. It's like similar to betadine, but yeah, just different brand. Yeah. So I had to stick my thumb that had a huge burn blister. It's almost hard. That was the entire shape of my thumb. It went down to about here, and it was like really tall. And when it popped, I ended up having to keep sticking in the betadine. I swear I passed out from the shock. I probably did it several times. My computer is haunted. I blame Trish. Do you see what happens? I help her out. I go on her channel. I do a show with her, and more issues start. I blame her ghost. I blame her ghost haunted doll. That's what I do. I don't blame her. I blame the doll. Sean says I've been soaking my thumb in it for 4 days. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. I just don't know what the US version would be called. I'm not sure what brand they have. Rachel says I think the pyrotechnic guy should handle a firework and here on a badge on a lake. A what now? A badge. How do you do that? It is Betty Jean. It could be. Lisa says I'm old enough to remember when fireworks were legal here. I don't remember when they were legal. They were far illegal by the time I was, 8. They were gone. But my dad used to tell stories of bonfire and all that. Hey Ozzy, what's up, bud? We used to have bonfire nights every year and buy fireworks. Then they banned them in Victoria because some people did stupid stuff with fireworks. Yeah, I read a report. There was a report from the Victorian government about 12 months ago because people were saying they wanted it to come back. And they did a feasibility study on what would be the damages if they brought back fireworks night. And the ambulance service basically said, we're sick of being called out to people missing hands, fingers, and cats that have been blown up. If you bring it back, we will basically refuse to work on the night. They did not want it anymore. They did not want any more. Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, Clorox is their brand over there. Hey Ryan, how are ya? Hold on, give me a sec. I just got to change something. We keep glitching. I just want to fix it. One sec. I don't know why I can see it. Yeah, there. See? I swear to God, I'm going to kick this thing. I'm going to kick this stupid computer. Sorry about that. I saw it glitch. I went to move it and it crashed. So I don't know what's going on. Ryan, let me go back to your original question so I can read it. I'm sorry about that. Fireworks are legal within 3 days after the celebrated holiday here in Arizona. We have so many people in Arizona that come and hang out in this channel. I love my friends in Arizona. I did not know that about down there at all. I had no idea. I didn't know you could even get them down there, but that's very interesting. That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot. The computer issues. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. It's burning a lot of heat off the CPU for some reason. I had this same CPU and cooler. It's a giant heatsink with 2 fans on a different motherboard. But when I change it to the new motherboard this time, it is just peeling heat constantly, and I don't understand why, because we use the same CPU for over a year. No problem. It was very cool with this big heatsink. And since we've had this new motherboard, it's just burning heat constantly. I don't know why. Yeah, Chad's been busy. Let's see. All right. Let's get back to let me get out of this. Let me just try and close down some windows. Maybe we've got too many windows open. Maybe it's cracking it because we've got like 400 tabs open. Let's see. All right. So last night I came on about midnight, just as the New Orleans news was breaking, just as we were starting to find out there had been a big event down there. And I covered it for a little bit, but the next update by authorities was going to be about 4:30 in the morning local time, my time. And I was like, if I stay up until 4:30 and stay on the air, I'm going to be exhausted for tomorrow, and there's no way I'll be able to do a show tomorrow when we know much, much more. So I was like, I'll just go to bed and you guys can watch CNN until I come back, or another channel, whatever. They said here, the suspect has been identified, and he does very much look like the guy that you see. I wonder if I can find a blurred photo of that. There is a photo circulating social media of him. If you search Bourbon Street and go to media on Twitter and you scroll down a little bit, there is a photo of him after he was killed by officers, after he fired on them too. Let's just say that. I can't find a blurred one, but what I can describe it as this. We've all seen that photo of the white truck. Yes, we've all seen the photo of the white truck with the flagpole. He is lying next to it, just outside of where you would open the door and take like maybe a step or two. He's lying on his back. He looks like he has some sort of injuries to his chest area. I see a exit, either entry or exit. I think it's an entry wound. An entry wound just in his rib cage right here. And there's a lot of blood everywhere draining into the gutter. I don't know who's going to clean this street, but it is going to be a hell of a cleanup. I will say, I saw a different photo the other day, and this one really disturbed me. I wonder if I can... This one should be in the Daily Mail. Now, I'll explain to you why it disturbed me, because I was like, this is very strange. Why would they blur a body? They did. They blurred... There was a dead girl. They blurred her. She had blood coming out the back of her head. And I was like, okay, yeah. Maybe they haven't told her loved ones, or, just out of respect. They blurred her, but they didn't blur the brains, someone's brains out of their head that were smeared down the friggin' road. They're like, yes, let's blur the dead girl, but not the person's brains that are on the road. I'll see if I can find that photo quickly. I don't want to show you brains, but I just want to show you the why it's ridiculous. Like, the media doesn't know what they're doing. Let's see if it's down here somewhere. Should be. It was one of the photos they put up 20 times. Jeez, how many times do they want to do this? Hold on. It's not that one, but yeah. So this is, if I was showing you that where the body is, it was over near this guy here. It was sort of laying up here somewhere, in front, next to this door that's open. So he was almost in the gutter. I just wanted to see if we could find that one photo. They seem to have taken it down now, or it's just not in this article. Let's see. Because is it up here? Yeah, okay. All right. It's this photo, but it doesn't have the other part of it. Now they've edited it out. Maybe they finally figured it out. It's this photo here. When you look at this one, when it's not cropped in, you see this person lying here, and somewhere just over here, there's brains on the floor. Like, not kidding. And they're just like, yes, let's blur the dead girl. Sure. We all like to make sure that, there's the photo right there. So you can see they blurred the girl here. You can guess where the other stuff is. I'm not going to point it out, but yeah, they said they were like blur the dead girl, but not someone else's internal organs. You know, don't do that. Media's weird. No photos. That's why I didn't show it and I didn't point it out. We're not allowed to do that. Bipolar, is that from, yes, that's from New Orleans. Yes, that is from the New Orleans thing. Last thing I heard was 15 dead. They upped it by no, did they? Yes, they upped it by 5 and there was more injured. Let's go right to the top. I'll get you the latest update. But no, I wanted to point it out, like the hypocrisy of the media. Like they're trying to be like, oh, we're so sensitive. Let's not show this dead girl, even though they posted it like 40 times before they blurred it. And then they're like, oh, let's not blur the rest of it. Like, who's doing this job? Who does this for them? They're saying here, yeah, so 15 still. I think it was over 30 last time I saw a number for who was in hospital injured, 35, something like that. Yeah, no, New Orleans. It's not clear. Come on, computer, you got to be helpful. Yeah, let's go to AP News. They say what we know about a vehicle attack on pedestrians in New Orleans, and I'm sure, did Trish show you the new video of the truck going down the alleyway? I hope she did. If she didn't, let me know in the chat. I'll show it to you. It doesn't show anything graphic, but you do get an idea of how he made it around those supposed bollards, which were sort of inactive because they were upgrading them for the Super Bowl. They're saying here, authorities say the driver of a pickup truck sped through a crowd of pedestrians gathered in New Orleans' bustling French Quarter early on New Year's Day, killing at least 15 people and injuring about 30 others. I've seen that number fluctuate up to like 35, down to 31, down to 30. So I don't know if they're just, triage people that went to hospital and they're okay. Don't play up again. Come on, computer. Hey, come on. I will kill it. I'm gonna. If this crashes one more time, I'm gonna go for the night, and I'm gonna rip this thing apart again because I've got some new parts I've got to put in, but I've been sort of avoiding it because I have to completely disassemble the entire thing. But oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm back. Oh, you could hear the cussing. Oh, I don't really care. I don't really care if you could hear it. I was like, F this, F that. I was just like really mad because I'm sick of it. We did like 4 shows yesterday, no problems. Come back on today, crashes twice in 10 minutes. Like I don't understand what's going on. I've run this computer through every diagnostic I know of. I've looked at heat distribution, which was a problem, but we fixed it. I've run through new thermal paste on the graphics card, the CPU. I bought new RAM, new hard drive, new motherboard, which is basically a whole new computer. The only thing that got swapped over was the CPU and the power supply, but I tested the power supply with a multimeter. It's producing the right levels on each connection, and under load it seems to be fine. I can't figure out why it keeps crashing though. I don't get an error. I don't get anything to go off. Nothing. Like normally you get like a blue screen, and you can say, "Oh, it's this error." It's like RAM or it's something to do with Windows or something. It doesn't do anything. I lose all my USBs, and then it just reboots, and I get back into like my BIOS, and then I have to get out of BIOS and then reboot again, and get back into Windows. All right. Let's go back to the effing story. I'm sorry if you heard the swearing, but as soon as it went dark, I was like, "F this bloody stupid thing." Here we go. I found this very interesting. So, some of the information I did read about Mr. Jabba said basically his family said he was a very nice guy. Why do they all say that? I want to see someone come out and say, "Nah, that guy was a total bastard. Like we hated that guy. No wonder he went and killed a bunch of people. He was a loser." I want to see that interview. But they also always say he's such a nice guy. But apparently he did make several recordings, including one of him driving to the location. They're not sure if that's before or after. Not after. How long before the event last night? They say CNN reported that the recordings make reference to his divorce. What's that got to do with the price of fish in Asia? What's that got to do with anything? Oh, I'm going to go to Bourbon Street and run over a bunch of people because my loser wife doesn't want me anymore. Who cares? Go find, like, live the rap lifestyle. F biatches and get money. That's it. That's what you do. It says the suspect is also said to talked about how he joined ISIS. Yes, it's a gentleman's club, right? And spoke of dreams that he had about joining the terrorist group. You ain't joining no one right now. You're dead on the sidewalk. Ain't no one joining anything. They're saying the brother of the suspect described sibling as a sweetheart who went through radicalization. If you somehow knew about this, why was nobody alerted? You're just like, oh, it's just a phase he's going through. He'll eventually grow out of it at like 45, maybe. They're saying his brother told the New York Times that his brother was a caring man. I'm not sure about that. Maybe at some point in his life. They're saying he is from Beaumont in Texas. Told the outlet he was a sweetheart, really a nice guy, a friend, really smart and caring. I have issues with those words with somebody who drove through a crowd of people and killed a bunch of people. He said that his brother had converted to Islam at a young age, and that what he did does not represent Islam, and that it is some type of radicalization, not religion. Sure, okay. They say he is said to have killed. Yeah, so they're saying his brother is said to have been behind the wheel of a Ford pickup truck that killed 15 people in the French Quarter of New Orleans on Wednesday morning. He had been reportedly carrying an ISIS flag at the time of the attack and had a chest with explosives inside. Yes, they blew them up this morning. Just after I got off the air at midnight, they started doing controlled explosions, trying to blow it up and get rid of it. They were just like, oh, yeah, we could do that. And they had the guy there setting it up and they blew them up. So they're saying, yeah, this is one of the saddest stories I heard to come out of it. There was two friends there and they sort of got separated. The friend had to ring around all the hospitals to find out what happened to their friend and then had to tell their mother that their child was dead. And I was like, how do you do that as a young person? That's such a difficult phone call to have to tell the mother of your friend that their child isn't coming home. And I felt like that was one of the hardest stories I read throughout this whole thing. That's really difficult to do. They're saying here, a former college star, a high school senior, a father of two, and young mother are all among 15 victims killed in the horrific New Orleans terror attack. It was this person here. I'm probably going to get their name completely wrong. Is it Cheyenne? I can't pronounce it, but it's this name here. This was the person, the young lady, that the friend was looking for in the hospitals and ended up having to tell the mum that she wasn't coming home. And I think that's horrific. I don't know how you even make that phone call. They're saying here, one of the other people is somebody, if you watch football, Tiger Beck, if you've ever seen him play college football back in the day, what was it, about 10 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. I remember seeing him around. He played football for Princeton University, Ivy League school, was taken to a New Orleans area hospital after being struck by a vehicle. He was placed on life support until his family arrived. And yeah, that's nice that they did that for the family. They're also saying a person called Reggie Hunter of Baton Rouge also died after he decided to go to Bourbon Street to ring in 2025 after a shift at work. His cousin told NOLA.com. A fourth victim, Nicole, described as a great mother, was out with her friends for a holiday when the truck hit her. She was taken to University Hospital where she later died. Here's some photos of some of these people. All just look like young people, or mostly younger people, having a fun time. And they just wanted to go party for the night. And, some loser in a truck decided to hurt some people. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you for telling me how to pronounce that. Cheyenne. There you go. I agree. Thank you for helping me with that. Sean said, that's a better way of putting it. I agree. I don't care about this. Don't load that. Yeah, I'm a bit rattled from all the reboots and that. So my reading and everything's completely off right now. I just want to jump to this other video so I can try and fix this. Give me 1 second. Yeah, let's go up here. Yep, there we go.
Sudden terror on Bourbon Street.
There were just bodies and the screams. You cannot think about, unhear that. It was chaos and very, very scary.
Everything in the car is hitting, it's getting thrown.
The vehicle ran through a crowd of people. There's multiple injuries, multiple casualties. They need to canal in Bourbon.
Just hours after the clock struck midnight, the driver in a pickup truck went around barricades, according to police, killing those celebrating New Year's Eve along the iconic street. At least 15 people were killed, dozens others injured.
This is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil.
The suspect, identified as Samshadeen Jabor, a 42-year-old man from Texas who previously served in the U.S. military. He was allegedly driving a privately rented pickup truck from Turo, an Airbnb-type rental site for cars.
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations.
Once the vehicle stopped, the driver reportedly opened fire on responding police officers.
Law enforcement returned fire, and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured and transported to local hospitals.
Witnesses are asking questions about why the city's steel mechanical barricades weren't up prior to the attack.
There was police there at the entrance, a lot of police there, but the metal barricades were not up.
Bollards were not up because they are near completion.
The FBI, which has taken over the investigation, does not believe the suspect acted alone.
We're aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
You know, I find that very interesting that, like I mentioned last night, not only this one that happened in New Orleans, but the one that happened in Germany a couple of weeks ago, both were said to have anti-car devices at the front of each one. So one was at a market in Germany, this one in New Orleans. Both had excuses of why it didn't quite work. And I say, tell that to the families. Tell that to the people who ain't coming home tonight. You know, explain it to them. Don't tell us. Don't tell the public. We weren't there. We don't really, like, it's not our thing. Go and tell the families whose young kids or auntie or sister ain't coming home. Tell them why it didn't work. Don't bother telling us. Ozzy says, I like how barricades in Melbourne. I've gotten used to the hunks of concrete with graffiti. Sad we need them. Melbourne went through its own, a couple of them. We had 2 different events very close together with people taking cars into the CBD of Melbourne, into the city, and hitting people. So we have our own dark history with vehicle-related homicide. This don't happen at Target. Is that where you go to celebrate New Year's Eve, Danny? Do you head over to Target and you run around with like the streamers and you're popping them and they're like, hey, Danny, we know you. You were here last year. You have to pay for those. You can't pop them in the aisle and then walk out. You have to pay for all those streamers. You can't do that. We told you last year in 2023. Is that what happens, Danny? Rachel says they have not been working for years. Yeah. Danny says in New York City, you can't get near a Trump building. Yeah, because they charge you $1,000 to walk near it. Sean says they must be pop-up bollards. No, I have a photo. Do you want to see what they look like? And maybe someone can tell me how they operate, because I was looking at it going, are they ones that are retractable? Do they screw them in? I'll show you them. I had a photo of them before New Orleans. Here. Oh, that's not it. that is it, but it won't show you what it is. Here. So these are it here. So if someone can tell me how these operate, whether they're static, do they screw in? They don't look like ones that pop up out of the ground. I've seen those before, but I don't know how these ones particularly operate. How could they not be working? I don't know. I don't know how they don't operate. They're just hunks of steel. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how they become inoperable. They're just sticks of steel. Who knows? They move over. You can see the tracks. Oh, you push them. They probably unlock. Because these middle ones have like, see on the ones on the outside don't have this this like hexagon shaped thing on the bottom. I wonder if they unscrew a little bit and then, yeah, like Gayla says, you can push them out of the way or something like that. I don't know. You'd have to show me a video. I have no idea how they work. Doesn't look like it. You could probably get on the footpath, but there's a bin here. On the other side, it looks like there's a lamp post right here. You can't quite see it, but I can see the foot of it. So there's a lamppost here or something, and then there's a bin here. I don't know how you drive around it, though. Yeah, I've not seen ones that slide either. Danny, do you just go there on New Year's Eve and you put down like a blanket outside and you just huddle up to the bollards outside of the sliding doors at Target and you're like, I love you, bollards. Thank you for protecting my Target. Is that what you do? You let me know. I want to know about it. Let's see if we can find it. New Orleans bollards. I want to see, can we find a video of how these things operate? Yeah, let's go to 11 Alive, and maybe they have no more about it. They've got a little video about it.
Well, we've been talking about the bollards a lot today, and we wanted to kind of step back and give y'all some sort of visual aid so you can know exactly what we're talking about when we say this. Those are the small movable posts that are on Bourbon Street, and they're meant to block traffic from coming onto the street. What we've seen in photos and videos and what NOPD said, the driver entered Bourbon Street at Canal, drove about 3 blocks down, and then he crashed a little bit past Bienville, and then that's where the shootout happened between him and officers, and they killed him. And again, what we discovered earlier today is that the bollards that would normally block cars from getting on Bourbon Street were not up overnight. This is old video we have that we took whenever some of those bollards were getting installed and the city was demonstrating how they work. And this is where those bollards would have been on Bourbon Street, near where it meets Canal Street. They weren't up overnight because they had to be taken down and upgraded. This photo is from a city's website showing this kind of new project that they're doing, that they're trying to get done before the Super Bowl, where they're upgrading them. We just heard about that a lot in that press conference.
I don't know, but does anyone else think that the ones they already have are way bigger than the ones they want to put in? I don't know if it's just bad artist impression, but check. We'll go back for a second. This is from the website. These are very small, and the ones they have in there now, these big ones, they look much larger and sturdier. I'm guessing these ones are able to either be unlocked and pulled out. They're the ones we have in Australia. They're with a key, and security or whoever, council worker, can come over and unlock them and pull them out if they need to open up the roadwalk, whatever, the street. But I've also seen ones that pop up and down, so they're controlled electronically. So someone in a control booth, somewhere, if they see there's traffic or an emergency situation, they pop into the road and then come back up. But the artist impression makes them look really small. All right.
That we don't know whether they would have made a difference, though.
We could go on what ifs forever. This is evil. And that guy could have easily gone down the sidewalk of Canal Street, where there were a ton of pedestrians on there as well. And there are. That's right. You're right. Right. Hold on a second. We gotta move on. Just want you to know, however, we recognize, I said earlier, that where there are defects in this system, we are going to be transparent, and we are going to address them with the city and make sure that we fill those gaps.
And what other leaders at that press conference, including the NOPD superintendent, pointed out was that the street was blocked and the suspect was able to get onto Bourbon anyway. This is what they're referencing. This video is from a security camera on Canal Street. We just got it. It shows an NOPD car blocking Bourbon where those bollards normally would have been. So the street was blocked, but the driver of the truck just sped around the NOPD car and was able to get on anyway. So this is definitely...
It sort of feels like just excuses, right? Oh, well, what if he had driven through a mall that had 500 people there at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning? Like, he was just throwing out what ifs as well. He's like, oh, we don't play the what if game. And then he decided to play some of the what if game. He decided to do his own. I find that very strange. Nanalana says, idiots crammed in the room to be on TV. Yeah, there was, right? Let's have a look. Where are these people? Yeah, look at all these people. They've got so many people that need to talk, and then there's only like 3 people who ended up doing the press conference. It's a show of force for the city of New Orleans. That's what it is. Wendy R says, if it wasn't a vehicle, these crazy people would use a different method to create their mayhem. True. No, not a target at the mall. Danny's like, don't attack the target. I need it. I need it in my life. April B says, it was a bunch of excuses. Exactly. The reporter was angry, and I understand why. The reporter's like, well, why did this happen? And why did you have to do this during a holiday when, like, they must know Bourbon Street and surrounding Canal, they're all going to be just filled with people on New Year's Eve. wouldn't New Year's Eve and maybe the Super Bowl be the two biggest events within about 8 weeks, and Christmas maybe? Those two events coming up. The Super Bowl's in the middle of February. This is, January 1st. You got time. Why couldn't there be something? You could have even had. You ever seen those like giant circular containers that they just fill with water, and they're like temporary bollards? They could have done something like that. That's where the questions need to come from. Why did you just have a cop car there all night? I mean, not blaming the LE, they just get told what to do, but this is a city council type thing. They could have just had those temporary ones, and then when they'll finish the work, release the water or pumped it out, and just taken them away. Done. LE knows the terrorist targets, exactly. I find it funny there's no chatter. That normally when you hear about these things, a couple of weeks later, the FBI or the CIA will come out and they'll say, yeah, we definitely had some chatter going on in the background. We definitely heard about it, but we didn't exactly know where it was going to take place. We only heard keywords. We only heard a few things like car. We kept hearing things about a car and people, but we didn't exactly know where it was going to happen. Rachel said, apparently there's been lots of accusations of misappropriation of funds there, and I think people are mad. They should be. Remember, these people work for the city. They work for their residents. They work for the people who own businesses. They work for the people who live their lives in that town. Most of them are elected. Some of them are hired, that's true. But they work for the council or the government or like the local government. They're supposed to be for service, not for profit. It's for service to the community. So if the community is angry, give them the answers that they want. And if you don't have them, be honest. Park a tow truck there. Why? So if someone comes close, you can tow them straight away and then fine them. That'd be good. I like that approach. Yeah, I get it. If the local people of New Orleans are mad, I understand why. It damages it not only on the bottom level that you think about. So what's the bottom level? Well, it's the people who were hurt that day. It's the first responders who had to work that event. So they had to pick up all these people like that have been squished on the road and catastrophic injuries. Like they had to work that. It's the police too. They had to work that event. And then it's the victims and their families. But it goes on. It's the traders, the people who have businesses. They're going to lose business because they can't open. It's going to be other people, nearby because people are going to stay away. It goes on and on and on. It affects so many different people. Yes, I know this. Yes, I know this. I know this is. It's at the Saints stadium. I know. I watch the NFL. Not to block. Yes, I know. Wait, is it on February 9th now? It's not on February 12th. I know that they moved it 1 week because now we have the Super Wildcard weekend in the NFL. Soured an otherwise great night. That is true. It was a great night. Everyone looked like they were having fun. We were watching it on the channel last night. We had the cam from Bourbon Street up a couple of hours before this event happened. And we were watching, we're like, wow, there's so many people. They look like they're having a great time. And we were all very impressed that everyone seemed to be on their best behavior. Everyone was just having a drink, trying to, bring in the new year. And I was surprised. I was like, wow, so few like 911 calls. There wasn't that many. It was very strange. And then 2 hours after we got this. Yes, ripples. Danny says in New York City, they put those dump trucks in front of the buildings. Oh, yeah, they did that a while ago, right? They filled them full of sand, was it, if I'm right? Or was it water? I can't remember what they put in the dump truck. It was either sand or water, and it was to stop an explosion. It was they thought they were going to get another bomb or something, and they put these giant trucks full of water to absorb the explosion. All right, let's head to New Jersey. No, we're not going to New Jersey. let's head to Las Vegas because this is very interesting. I heard someone come out before and say, I read the quote from Elon Musk as well, that the Cybertruck is actually a very poor explosive device because the way it is formed is sort of like if you put a bomb in a pot, like a tall stock pot, it would shoot the explosion straight up, not out, because that's where it's going to direct the energy. That's what happened in the Cybertruck, because it's all slanted upwards. It pointed the explosion up and not out. So
I mentioned the cyber truck attack in Las Vegas. Right now, we are going to go to a law enforcement briefing of that event.
Once the fire went out through the suppression efforts of the fire department, you'll see some of the evidence in the back of the vehicle. So those are gasoline canisters. They are camp fuel canisters and large firework mortars. What I also would like you to pay attention to on that video, as you see that, it looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a cyber truck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet, because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. In fact, if you look on that video, you'll see that the front glass doors at the Trump Hotel were not even broken by that blast, which they were parked directly in front of. You can see that in the video there. What I will update.
Wendy, the guy who parked this car is in the car. He is. I don't know if they've removed the body now, but when I was checking before, they said, "Oh yeah, he's still there. We haven't pulled him out of the vehicle yet. He's, we're waiting to ID him, and we know who rented the car, but we're just going to leave his body there." So I don't know if the coroner's come now and taken him, but at one point they just left him there. So the guy who, from what we know, drove it, he was in the vehicle. So, Danny. Rachel says, Lisa looking up now, just pop. Yeah, what is this? I saw someone. Where's that comment gone? Yeah, 11 people. Are you joking? What is going on the 1st of January? What the hell? Actually, it's the 2nd of January for New York now. What is going on? Okay. So 20 minutes ago or something, they're saying mass shooting at a Queens nightclub. Yeah, 15 minutes ago, CNBC TV 18. I have no idea what that is, but we'll go to it. Let's have a look. Why did it do that? Here. Get out. They're saying, reports said the gunfire started near Amazura Event Hall at 91 to 12, 144th place in Jamaica, within the confines of the 103 or the 103rd precinct, at about 11:20 p.m. on January 1. So yeah, just before midnight, probably like an hour ago? So about an hour ago or something. Wait, 47 minutes ago. They're saying in yet another attack on the US, at least 11 people were injured in a shooting in a nightclub in Queens. I want to see what else we can find about this. Not a lot of... Yeah, here we go. All right. What are we watching here? Oh, emergency vehicles. Riveting stuff. Yeah, so I guess this is just the response to it. Let's see what else it says. A nightclub shooting in Queens, New York has left at least 10 people injured. And on Wednesday night, gunshots rang out near the Amazura event hall on 144th Street. At least 3 people who were shot walked into a local hospital to seek emergency medical attention. Several others were taken to hospital by EMS, according to the NYPD. A spokesperson from the NYPD told the Daily Mail that no one taken to hospital so far is in critical condition. So why would someone do that? According to a Citizen app where footage of the crime scene has been shared, police are investigating a grey sedan with New Jersey license plates as being potentially linked to the shooting. No suspects have been identified yet. Okay. All right, let's go to... Let me see if I can find that video very quickly, and then we're going to go back to the other stuff. I see one. That's that same video we just watched. No. There seems to be a bunch of people posting just overhead videos. So that 11 figure came from over the radio. I just heard that radio call. I'm just trying to see if we can find that other one. They're talking about a New Jersey license plate. What about Queens? Yeah, I don't see that particular footage. I don't have Citizen app. It's a US only, I think. So I can't access it. But if someone finds that photo or video, send it to me. sundaywithping@gmail.com, and I'll put it up. But yeah, I can't find anything to add really. It's Tony Soprano, back from the dead. He came back to shoot people at a Queens nightclub because they didn't pay their standover fees to the mob. That's exactly what happened. Oh, so Lynn D won one, but I'll talk to you guys about that. I want to talk to Lynn D maybe again. I just want to clarify something. It was Lynn D. The second one went to Robbie T. And the third one we never ended up doing because we were on Trisha's last night. But we can do it tonight if you want. The third one was the third one was not the same as the first two. The third one was this design in the corner in your right-hand side, if you can see. Not the graffiti one. But everyone seems so disappointed. I didn't really want to do it anymore. But we gave away the 2 graffiti ones already. One was to Lindy, one was to Robbie T. So there's a third one up for grabs for the month of January. I'm in the middle of designing it right now. So when I'm finished with that design, I'll show it to you. But I'm about halfway through. So I haven't done it yet. Let's see. Q anger is a product of... Yeah, that's right. Closing my laptop tomorrow. This is too much. It is. Everyone just ignore the, the world around you. I think it's crazy. After such a good New Year's Eve, everyone had a great time. Even down here, it seemed pretty, chill. And now, just everything happened. Kaboom. I don't get it. Yeah, it was Lindy and Robbie T. All right. Let's go back to the Las Vegas thing, because I want to talk more about that, because this is very interesting. As you can see in this image here, I know it's a little blurry. Can we get a better... That's better. So you can see here, we were talking about mortar shells earlier. But you can see a few here. The same thing you saw in that house in Honolulu. Not saying it's related, just saying similar cardboard outer casing of it. Looks like some sort of gas canisters as well, or some sort of accelerant. And a big one here too. So you got a bunch of little tiny, I don't know what kind of quart this would be in the USA, but this would be a 2 liter. 2 liter? Yeah. Like a 2 liter can in Australia. I don't know what it would be for you guys, but let's play the rest of this.
I'm very well aware that there's a name already been reported out into the media. I am not going to confirm any names to you as I sit here today, because I cannot do that with 100% certainty of who the individual is. What I can tell you is we do know the truck was rented in Colorado. We were able to trace that truck through the Tesla charging stations, and it arrived here in Las Vegas this morning at about 7:30 and went up and down Las Vegas Boulevard before immediately pulling into the Trump Towers. Unfortunately, there were 7 people that reported injuries during this incident. All of them still remain as minor injuries and were treated at UMC. I would like to thank the Resorts World because, as you know, we had to close down the Trump and evacuate it, as well as the Fashion Show Mall. And the Resorts World was very gracious in taking those hundreds of individuals in over there, housing them and feeding them prior to us being able to completely clear the hotel. The hotel and fashion show are back open for business. The Trump will remain closed as we continue this lengthy investigation as we move forward. I'm going to yield now to Chief Billy Samuels, but I'd like you to also recognize all of our exceptional elected officials that have.
All right, I'm not going to let you listen to them try pat themselves on their back for their elected officials or whatever. We don't have time for that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Moonlight View. Happy New Year to you, my friend. I saw a question here from Reby. Yes, I have read it. I've read the entire thing. I'm just verifying a few things. I just want to look at the options myself. So we'll see. I don't mind the idea. Yeah, there's some economics that I got to look at for it, because yeah, it's a great idea. I just I don't know how we would put it into play, if that makes sense. Because if we just sold them on the surface for it, I don't think it does anything for anyone. I don't think it helps me. I don't think it helps the people. I don't like. It's how do we put them up as prizes for people? Do we? I don't know. Do we give them away to members or something? All options are terrible. No, I just want to because if we just sold them, then we'd just be like, oh, here's $1.50, and then shipping costs. I mean, for people who want to do that, it's fun, but maybe we can give them away to people. I'd be better okay with giving it away to people for free than trying to charge any money for that idea. Sorry, we're not trying to have a personal conversation. It's about merchandise. So I don't want to give Reby's idea away. Laura says, I have to go to sleep. Bye, my friend. Your physical therapist is a tyrant. I hope she helps you, my friend. I hope she does. Let's see. Ghost says, Colorado is my area. We have cyber truck rentals up here. Yeah, that was interesting. To take it from Colorado to Las Vegas. What is the trip? That's a bit of a trip, right? 726 miles. It's across 3 different states, including Colorado, Utah, and Nevada. You could go through New Mexico, I guess. If you were a fun sort of person, you could head down from Colorado into New Mexico through Arizona and into Las Vegas. Is that Arizona? My geography is not the greatest. Yeah, that is Arizona. So here. So you could take one of these different. I mean, if you wanted to take the scenic route, you would cross through. Yeah, if you take the alternate route, you come through New Mexico, through Flagstaff in Arizona, and up into through Henderson into LV. That's a bit of a drive. 11 hours, 720 miles. It's not a short trip to go get a rental car. I find that interesting. Is there a reason they didn't go get it from Las Vegas? I'm sure Las Vegas has rental vehicles everywhere. It's a huge tourist place rather than Colorado. I find that interesting. Really? You do? They're already here. I've seen them out on the street. I saw a couple, but they're right-hand drive, I think. Reby says, I agree, giveaways is a good option for members. Yeah, I think that particular idea is good for a giveaway idea. I think for trying to either like help me a little bit, help them a little bit, it doesn't make a lot of sense financially. But to give them away to people for weekly prizes or membership lucky dip or something, I think it's a great idea. Past the dam. Yeah, the big dam. I think we've been there. Evil says, really sus that there are no crimes committed by elite. We're not getting into that. We don't do that here. We don't get into the whole illegals will ruin our country, and then the other people are saying, well, it's all the locals that get arrested. We just care about the people who actually commit the crimes and why they committed them, not where they sort of come from. Sort of. Let me show you this, and I'll say less, I promise. Yeah, can we play the video of it going kaboom? Let's see. It's pretty interesting because you see all the smoke coming down from below, and it takes a while to ignite. So how he did this, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, let's see if we can play it. Come on, play it. Good work, Ping. There we go. Oh, jeez. It's like the worst firework ever. All right, let's slow this down. Can we? Yes, we can. Let's slow it down. And you can see that, I don't know if this is some sort of fumes or smoke billowing from the window and the tire wells here. You see it from that back tray. They said, though, it didn't even break the glass on the hotel. And you can see how everything goes up, too. It doesn't really go sideways. It goes straight up. Hey, Mike Petty, how you going, bud? Lithium is highly explosive with water. I'm not sure if this was a lithium fire, though. I'm pretty sure it was just a, kaboom one. But I sort of agree. I don't know. I'm not sure. Is that what they're saying? I've heard these things do go kaboom quite frequently. Wendy asks, says maybe he drove through Wyoming. You can buy fireworks there all the time. Can you? Is Wyoming got legalized fireworks 24 hours a day? Sean says, surprised the batteries didn't explode. I think they have a protective casing, but I'm not sure how that works. I don't own a Tesla. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Glad no one besides the driver was hurt. I don't think it really did much. Let me turn over here, Las Vegas. Yeah, 41 minutes ago out of KTNV, they say new details emerge on the suspect involved in the fatal Las Vegas Cybertruck explosion. It doesn't look like the truck doesn't look too bad, considering it, like, I've seen heaps of burnt out trucks. We've done a bunch for crimes in Sydney where they kill someone and then burn the vehicle. The vehicle just looks like trash, but this thing almost looks like you could repair it. You could maybe salvage it. I mean, you wouldn't, but because it's it's trashed, but it looks like you maybe could. Let's see. These ones never play. I bet you this is not going to play. It likes to do this swirly thing and then never give you the video. No, it's not going to play. That's all right. I'll just tell you. They say new details on the suspect involved in the fatal Cybertruck explosion at the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas are emerging. What's the new information? They say the FBI investigators are conducting a search warrant of the suspect's house in Colorado Springs. The ATF has been brought in to help. Federal sources said the suspect in Las Vegas and the suspect behind the fatal attack in New Orleans both served in the military. Great. Now we have to be mean to military people? That's not nice. And they say the FBI is investigating a connection between them. Seems like, not the greatest of leaps to make. I think everyone guessed this like 9 hours ago. I don't think anyone was shocked by this. Let's see if I can find a what is it? KTNV YouTube. They often won't let you do it on their website, but you just go to their YouTube and it's fine. Yeah, right here. Had a feeling.
Tonight, one person is dead and 7 others injured after a 2024 Cybertruck exploded in front of the Trump Hotel on Las Vegas Boulevard. A surveillance camera on property capturing the moment the truck blew up, leaving behind a plume of smoke and debris near the hotel's entrance.
We're looking directly into Trump Tower from our room, and then I saw there was a second explosion. So I heard one and then saw the other one actually happen, and it was like fireworks were shooting off.
Investigators confirmed a body was found inside the Cybertruck. Authorities are still working to identify them.
We do know who rented the truck. We are looking at that individual, but I am not prepared to release the name of any of the individuals that we are looking at.
Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not.
Also found in the explosion's aftermath, fireworks and gas canisters in the truck's bed, raising even more concerns about the cause. Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill said the Cybertruck's structure may have limited the damage to the hotel, with most of the blast directed upwards. The Cybertruck, rented through the car-sharing service Turo, arrived in Las Vegas just hours before the explosion. Surveillance footage shows the truck passing by the hotel around 7:30 a.m. before circling back and stopping just moments before the blast.
Car blew up. Like I stepped back for a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's just a lot of fireworks. Maybe I'll be able to get out of there. And then there was enough fireworks that the car blew up, and it was just flaming and a couple of people crying.
Eric Trump, executive vice president of the Trump Organization, expressed gratitude to.
That was the details. Go said the Cybertruck frame survived almost perfectly. It looks like it, at least in the other video we were watching. It looked all right. I mean, I don't know. It could be completely trashed. Yeah, actually breaking. Sorry to jump stories. Yeah, what's going on? They're saying that the FBI, they raided the property. So the guy for New Orleans, Mr. Jabba, 42, they hired an Airbnb, or he did. And that's where they're saying some of the IED explosives were put together. Now, they raided that property today. They had to wait several hours for a federal court warrant to come through, and they eventually did. Now they're saying photographs show the moment the FBI removed bomb-making materials from the 2-bedroom and 2-bathroom property close to the French Quarter. They say a total containment vessel was seen being taken away from the property at around 8 p.m. on New Year's Day, hours after authorities had evacuated residents from the area. That is scary, considering what if they had set that off before or after the one in town? Let's see if we can find there we go. There's a containment vessel. So this is for the bomb squad. If they have something they find suspicious or whatever, they put it in here, and if it blows up, taking it back to wherever they got to go, it'll protect them for the most part. It might destroy this. I don't know how much explosive this can take, but can take quite a bit. A containment vessel. What's the max kilowatt or whatever it is that it can take? Let's have a look. I want to see what this is. Total containment vessel tech notes. Okay. Okay, so the TVC, or total containment vessels, are rated for a maximum internal blast pressure, which is typically measured in kilograms of TNT equivalent. The capacity of a TCV can range from 2 to 10 kilos of equivalent TNT. So if you had something the size of a truck, you'd be maybe in trouble, but if it's just a small amount, it'd be all right. Let's see, Homeland Security. We like Homeland Security. Let's see. Homeland Security. So there you go. There's that same thing we saw on the truck. Yeah, my colors are all a bit weird. I don't know why. What does it say? TVCs are fully enclosed containers designed to safely secure, transport, and test explosives or chemical devices. They are used by emergency responders as a mitigation solution to help protect people, property, and the environment from primary and secondary fragmentation and gases that generally result from the detonation of an explosive device. Once the suspect object is contained in the chamber, the surrounding area is protected from blast effects of the explosive device up to the explosive rating of the chamber. What happens if it does blow up inside of the chamber? Can you reuse it again, or is it like completely screwed and you have to go get it reserviced or remade or something? Because like I would suggest that if you got close to its limit, it might get a little warped. They're saying it has three basic components: the core chamber, a frame, and control console. The core chamber is typically spherical and made of high-strength steel between 1 to 1.5 inches in thickness. The chamber has an access door, an internal tray for holding the suspect object, and a yoke system, which holds the access door closed. Some TCVs have a protective barrier of lead located between two layers of steel as a protective measure from radioactive materials such as a dirty bomb. All chambers are rated for a maximum internal blast pressure, which is called the TNT equivalent. There we go. The TNT equivalent for these vessels typically measures in kilograms, 2 to 10 kilos. The size and location of the chamber's access door is important consideration, blah, blah, blah. All right. There's a good photo. I wish that we could make that bigger. That's sort of what it looks like. So they open it up and they put the suspect device on this little tray, and then they leave it. Then they do what they got to do. It doesn't tell us what happens after it blows up. Like, what happens after it goes kaboom? Do you have to buy a new one? I'd love to know that. So there you go. That's from Homeland Security themselves. Lisa says, I do not know much about bombs, but the strength of the outer, the more the blast. Well, because it compresses the explosion. The more you compress the explosion, as long as you can overcome it with the force of the blast, you get a bigger boom. But they use the same thing against an explosion here, where they have something where the blast shouldn't be able to overcome it, and it gets contained. So it's sort of like a catch-22. Unlike the Titan sub, they went kaboom, but in a different way. They sort of went crunch, sprinkle. That was sort of different. They didn't go kaboom. They imploded. It's not funny, Ping. Don't make fun of billionaires. Don't make fun of them. People will get upset. All the billionaires will come to this channel, and they will be mean to you. Lisa Foster says, this is why people use pipes, probably. And they know the Tesla is, they could have. Maybe they knew it was going to go up. 2 people vehicles got ruined today. I know. So those vehicles get rented out on this app. Some of them are private, like there's someone's car that they're not using right now because they're on holidays or, not at work. Some of them are done through like corporate, but they're rented out to people. It'd be very interesting. I feel sorry for those poor people. Ghost says they rented the trucks through Turo, which is not... I've never heard of it before today. Turo? I know that there was one in Australia, but they sort of shut it down. But it wasn't called Turo. There was one where you could hire like your neighbor's car and then, use it for a couple of days and drop it back. But that particular company went out of business. Well, let's have a look at Turo. How much? Oh, they do have Australia. Let's have a look. What airport do we want to go to, people? Anywhere. Let's go to anywhere. I love going to anywhere. I've been there before. All right, let's just have a look. What does it cost us? What do we want? A Cybertruck. What do we want? A Cybertruck, right? No. Not yet. Anywhere. Can we search a type of car? A Toyota. What the hell is a Toyota? A Toyota. Wonder if this was cheaper than me hiring my car that I did when I was on holidays. 3-day discount. $385. That's cheaper than what we paid. We paid $570 for 5 days, and they gave us a SUV, not a little bubble car. Although I ordered a little hatchback just like this, and they gave us an SUV. Why? I don't know. That's all they had. Great small car to discover the Northern Rivet areas, especially Ballina and Byron Bay. Fuel efficient. No, we want a Cybertruck. A Cybertruck. How can we get a Cybertruck out of here? Hold on. Let me switch you to this other page, and then I'm going to try to get it. Hold on. Let's go to LA. Maybe LA will be able to tell us how much a Tesla vehicle type. Truck. We're in LA. Let's see if we can find us. Oh, there's a Ford F-150. It was not the same type. It was a Ford F-150 Lightning that they took to New Orleans. $177 a day. Is it a day? No, for 3 days. Wow, it's cheap as hell. No wonder. Here, this is it. A Ford F-150 Lightning. That's what the truck in New Orleans was. It was this model. Hell of a truck. That's dope as hell. I'd like one of those. I like that car. It's a good truck. What do we want? We want a Cybertruck. How much are these? They're like $900 a day. I don't see one for rent in LA. Oh, here we go. Why would you rent this thing? What the hell? Yeah, look, $1,000. The Cybertruck costs so much. You can get the F-150 Lightning. Look, F-150 Lightning up here. $517 for that one. You go down to the Cybertruck that looks like a golf course, and it's over $1,000. This is in Glendale, so my God, I wouldn't drive this thing if it was the last thing on earth. Why did they make it look like a Muppet? What the hell? Why would you do such a thing? Some people have more money than brains, I'm sure of it. It literally looks like a Muppet and a Transformer had sex and had a love child. That's what it looks like. They're like, hey, meet your love child, Scruffy Green. It's Bumblebee's love child. Jeez, that's terrible. I love that green. Aussie, buy it and drive it around Melbourne. People will love you. They need the money to pay for their $100,000 truck. Yeah, it may glow in the dark. It may. That is bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. Would you hire this car if you were in LA and you know who would hire this car? I know who would hire this car. Do you know who it is? I know. A YouTuber. I guarantee you, if this was up for rent and there was a YouTuber touring LA or something and wanted to make some sort of funny video, they would definitely do this for some sort of clicks on their videos. $1,000 for 3 days. For 3 days, you can get this for $1,000, $300 a day. That is crazy. Let me see if we can find it. Let's find one that looks a bit more normal. Tesla Cybertruck. Here we go. So they must have paid a wad for this. I mean, here's a more normal looking. You pay less for the one that looks normal. This one's only $757. The other one's over $1,000. Here you go, Cybertruck, just a normal silver one, and this one is $700 for 3 days. So that person who hired it from Colorado, they paid a chunk of money to hire that car and take that into Las Vegas. I'm not sure how much they paid. I mean, we can go to Colorado and have a look. Yeah, let's go to Colorado. Colorado. Actually, I'm just trying to bring it up here. Toyota F-150. Here we go. Cybertruck out of Colorado, the price drops. If you get out of LA, the price drops immensely, which is not surprising. It's LA. Yeah. Cybertruck out of Colorado, only $288 a day. That sounds better. Sounds better than, $288 for 3 days. It's like $80 a day. It's not too bad. Yeah, there you go. So if you take that, maybe that's why they took it from Colorado. They're like, I'm not hiring it in Las Vegas. It's over $1,200 for 3 days. I'm going to hire it out of Colorado. Save some money for when I die. You know, got to save all those monies for my will. Aussie Tad says, no, but they get... Oh, I don't know what that means. There was one earlier, but it solved already. It got solved like in 2 hours. There was an Amber Alert out of... I can't remember now, but by the time I saw it and saw the alert go up, it was already done. They had already finished. They found the child. I can show it to you. It was in Inglewood. Inglewood, down near LA, not near LA, near LAX. Near the Rams. The Rams are in Inglewood. Let's see, deactivated. It already got deactivated. Here, I'll show it to you. Yeah, Amber Alert cancelled after 14-year-old girl missing from Inglewood found safe, according to authorities. They say an Amber Alert that was issued for a teenage girl who was abducted from Inglewood has been cancelled, according to the California Highway Patrol. They're saying the girl was 14 years old, last seen on 97th Street and Flower Street earlier Wednesday at around 12:30 p.m. Just before 6 p.m., they cancelled the alert, reporting that the girl had been found safely. They didn't release any details of how she was found, who found her, why this happened. But they were looking for a 59-year-old man called Edward Mason, who they had identified as a suspect. They described... Holden is described... No. Mason was described as 6'2", weighed about 220 pounds. He had black-grey hair with brown eyes, last seen driving a black 2013 Dodge Caravan with a California license plate 6ZMY987. The police did not release information on how or where Holden was located. One person has been arrested, that guy, but officers did not say if it was Mason. Well, who else would they arrest? Like the magical person that wasn't there? Sorry, buddy, you got to come with us. We're going to arrest you. For what? For the abduction of a little girl. But I wasn't even there. Why are you arresting me? No, it's this guy. Of course. They're just not... It's weird when they do that. They're like, one person arrested. Can you confirm to us it was the guy on the Amber Alert? No. No, but we did arrest someone. It's like, of course it's that guy. Who else would it be? What, the other person who abducted a little girl? Yeah, let me show you the Amber Alert from earlier. 14 years old. She's last seen wearing black shirt, black leggings, black croc sandals, and a pink head wrap. Here's Edward Mason. And there's his tag there too. So 6ZMY987. It was a Dodge Caravan in black, as you can see in that corner. Says the Amber Alert was activated by the California Highway Patrol on behalf of the Inglewood Police Department. Nevia Holden was last seen on 97th Street and Flower Street, January 1st. So glad she is okay and back home. And I like when they do that. When it's like, Amber Alert, oh no, it's cancelled. Because at least it's over quickly. And we're not doing this for like 5 days wondering where a child is located. So, Ghost said, sounds like a stereotypical pedo van tried grabbing the child. It could have been. It does look like a pedo van. It's a Dodge Caravan, right? So that is one of those. It look actually that looks like a mum car. Like, what do you call it? What's the American word for like the mums who take their kids to sport? Like a soccer mum? Yeah, like that's sort of what it looks like. It looks like a soccer mum car. That's the descriptor I was looking for. Yeah, you be mad. Why are you mad? I'll be mad with you. You just got to tell me what it is about, and I'll be mad with you. Reby says, "Yeah, I'm from Melbourne. Why? What's up? Why? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to meet up? We'll go have ice cream." Ghost says, "Free candy written on the side of the van." Stop. Sarah says, "I was born in London, but brought up in Ibiza." Oh, really? So you've been clubbing your way throughout your life? I mean, that's what I would have done if I was born in Ibiza. I'd be like, "Thank you. Why was I given such an opportunity to go clubbing every single day with all the hottest DJs from around the world?" Sean says, what did she say? Yeah, I like that. Ibiza. Marlene says, "Remember the teen who walked away from work and was never found in a western state near the mountains?" A teen who walked away from work. I mean, we did a lot of missing children. A teen. I don't know that one. I mean, if you told me a name, I'd probably remember, but not that descriptor. The missing in the snowy. I haven't heard anything about that, Lisa. Who's missing in the snowy mountain? Autistic male. Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, I don't see it. He was a male? Yeah, I mean there was a few of them. Like it's hard unless you give me a first name. Because we read about like I think at least 70 this year. At least 70 kids who went missing, like from babies to teenagers. It's hard. I remember some of them, but not all of them. What was the descriptor you gave? Where's that descriptor she put? Yeah, remember the teen who walked away from work, was never found in a western state. It sort of rings a bell, but I thought it was a girl, but maybe it's not. A kid who walked away from work. Is that the one that had the backpack? And they were like, "Oh, it's a kid," but they had a backpack and they were looking for either the backpack or the kid. And they kept putting out an alert for it. I can't remember if that's the same one. Hold on. Uh, 30th of March. No, that's Rogers. That's not. They never found him either. Let's see. Remains found. Hold on. Is it this one? Bradley Close. Is that the one you're referring to? They found his remains. He went missing from a supermarket. A Peoria supermarket. Is this the one you're thinking of? Well, if it is, unfortunately, they found his remains, which is very sad. This one? They're saying that they found his remains back in September. Yeah, they found his remains a while ago, unfortunately. Let's see. I can show it to you. Give me a sec. Yeah, human remains identified as Arizona teen last seen leaving work in April. His family calls it a heartbreaking end to the search. They say Arizona authorities announced that human remains found last week were identified as belonging to a teen who was reported missing 5 months ago. Bradley Close, 16, was last seen on April 8, leaving his workplace near Lake Pleasant Parkway and Happy Valley Road. Oh, yes, I remember this now. We did all the map searching for him. There's something odd about this one, right? There's some other adjacent something to this that's not kosher. I remember we did this now. We looked at all the route he took. They said he used to walk a certain route. And we were looking along it, and there's like nothing out there. I remember this now. Bradley was considered an endangered juvenile due to him being on the autism spectrum. His family members described his disappearance as uncharacteristic. Authorities said the missing teen measured 6 foot tall, weighed 175 pounds, had brown hair, brown eyes. The department said he was wearing a gray or teal shirt, black pants, black tennis shoes at the time he was last seen. In a recent update, the PD announced that it was notified via Phoenix Police on Monday, September 9th of a death investigation in the Dean Hills Recreation Area at the 67th Avenue and North Pyramid Peak Parkway. It added that a body was found deceased. They say, sadly, Bradley was positively identified and the cause of death is still being determined. They added that no trace of any foul play or suspicious circumstances, no suspects are currently in custody, and none are being sought by police. So they're saying this is they basically believe that he did it himself, unfortunately. I do. Here, you can see it if I do this. Wait, how do you do it? Here, there you go. You can see it there on that photo a little bit. There you go. All right, I do. It is very sad. Yeah, I do remember this back when it happened now. No, we're not looking into the button, man. Can you look at the missing people in the Kosciuszko National Park? Is that the one that's missing? Kosciuszko? I didn't think there was... I haven't heard any alerts about anyone being missing out there. I can have a look, but I've not seen anything go up. Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just looking. Oh, this one here? I see it now. His last name is Nazari. They're saying rescuers have found hiking poles and rubbish during the search for a university student who went missing more than a week ago. His name is Hadi Nazari, 23, separated from friends to take photos along the Hanel Spur Trail near Thredbo in Mount Kosciuszko National Park in the New South Wales Snowy Mountains around 2:30 p.m. on Boxing Day. That's about a week ago. That's a long time to survive out there. It's not super cold, but the weather's been really terrible through that area. A lot of heat, some rain and storms too through that area. Not a very good place to be trapped with no way of getting back. They're saying the Melbourne student was last seen descending the challenging 22-kilometer walking track and told his friends he would meet them at the campsite. When he failed to arrive, his friends searched for him before alerting authorities. They said they found hiking poles and pieces of rubbish Tuesday evening. However, they haven't been able to locate him. He was carrying a tent, sleeping bag, and a phone. Man, at least he's got a jacket and like a sleeping bag. That'll save you. There's his mum. And that's him here. Sorry, I don't know why I moved past it so quick. There you go. That's who they're looking for. Mr. Nazari. They're saying he was not carrying a personal locator beacon, but was thought to have a reasonable amount of water. You go hiking anywhere, you have to take an EPIRB with you. You have to. Don't just rely, I've got a phone, I'll be able to call for help. A lot of these places don't have any cell phone activity. When we went to Tasmania, I had all these plans for the channel and I was going to do all these videos and stuff like that. And one of the biggest problems we found was as soon as we left the hotel, we were staying at, there was no reception. Like the entire time we're at the wedding venue, no reception at all. Like not even one bar. I couldn't even send you guys anything. All my photos and that uploaded as soon as I got back to the hotel. So that's just around a rural city. Imagine if you're in the middle of the Mount Kosciuszko National Park. You can't rely on your phone. And they're saying his mum says his sister fears her brother may have been overwhelmed by his surroundings. She says it's a remote area here, might be other insects or could be animals as well, which is a threat to him. Yes, the mosquitoes get huge. They'll carry you away. They said it is the biggest trauma of my life, not seeing him for so many days, not being able to talk to him for so many days. I just look at his pictures all the time and pray to God he'll come back. Mr. Nazari and his friends had departed Melbourne on December 22nd and planned to return home on Boxing Day, the day he went missing. Why would he not come back? They're saying we want more people to be there. It's a very vast area. It's a very heavy, dense area. More support from everywhere will accelerate the process of finding Mr. Nazari. They said she said she feared her brother had endured cold nights on the mountain and had read reports of another woman bitten by a snake in the mountains who remained missing for 13 days. Yeah, there was a woman who got bit by I can't remember if she got bit by a scrub snake or something, and she ended up trying to hike her way out. And she's like, "Yeah, I got bit by the snake like 2 weeks ago, and I can't walk on my leg." Like she was really messed up. They did end up finding her, but she was pretty beat up. They say the SES Superintendent Matthew Price said it was Mr. Nazari's advantage that he had some bushwalking experience. The Hannell Spur Trail is considered one of Australia's challenging bushwalking tracks with an elevation of 1,800 meters. That's pretty high. They say it's part of the most rugged terrain in New South Wales. It's very steep, it's very vegetated, and it's quite remote, according to the police superintendent. So, Mr. Nazari, we've got to find you. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can find anything else about it. Thredbo is not an easy place to hike. There's like no one advertising this. How weird. This was a couple of days ago. I'll show you. Someone uploaded it to Daily Motion. Why, I don't know, but I'll show it to you.
A multi-agency search is in its 5th day looking for lost bushwalker Melbourne University student Hadi Nazari. The 23-year-old was last seen on the Hannell Spur Trail as he broke away from his group of friends he was camping with in the Kosciuszko National Park to take photos. Mr. Nazari was last seen at 2:30 last Thursday, with police being called later that evening after he did not return from his walk. Mr. Nazari is known as quite a good bushwalker and an experienced one, but Hannell Spur Trail has quite dense bushland, as Inspector Gillian Gibson mentioned earlier today.
It's part of the most rugged terrain in New South Wales. It's very steep, it's very vegetated, and it's quite remote. So we've set up increased communications to increase our capability there. The heat is also an issue, but can I just say that the volunteers and the staff which have attended have been amazing, and the way in which they just put themselves out there every day trying to find Hadi is so amazing.
Police are appealing that if volunteers would like to go and help with the search for Mr. Nazari, to please contact the command centre first and not to go out on their own due to the density of the bushland. Police are also appealing that if anyone was in the Kosciuszko National Park along the Hannell Spur Trail on Thursday afternoon and may have seen anything or been in the area that could provide assistance, to please call Crime Stoppers.
So let me take you out there. Do you want to see what it's like out at the trail? I'll show you. So this is a place people often get lost at. Kosciuszko National Park. People often They just sort of don't understand how rugged it gets out there, how vast our bushland is, and they overthink their abilities, and stuff like this happens, unfortunately. What trail was he on? The Hanelspur Trail. Okay. Let me see if we can find a map for you. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, let's try again. In the Australian Alps. Do we have Australian Alps? I guess we do. Okay. So I don't know if this is the correct one, but this is Threadbow up here. This is Dead Horse Gap Walking Trail. Well, there you go. That explains everything. So if you've never seen snow in Australia, there you go. Snow. And that's why they call them the Snowy Mountains. There you go. Some interesting, very logical naming of places down here. This is the Kosciuszko lookout here. And you can see the elevation. So if we zoom out a little bit, you can see it's part of the Great Dividing Range, if I'm remembering geography class well enough. It's one of the highest peaks in Australia, and it is brutal out here. Brutal. You think of the guys who made the water system out here back in like the early 1900s or whatever it was, or whatever year, when Ping wasn't born yet, and you think of the hydro that they put out here. I mean, if like 500 men died, you'd be like, yeah, I can see why. I can see why. But it's rugged. Look at this. If you got lost out here, you could very easily just never be found. I hope they find this young kid. But luckily, he's got a sleeping bag, a jacket, something to keep him out of the elements. But it gets very, very cold up here, even in summer. Threadbow River, Alpine Way. I'm just showing you some of the landscape for people who've never looked up here. So you can see, they're talking about the dense vegetation out here. Yeah, you can't even see the ground. You can just see tree canopy. It'd be very hard to use a helicopter out here to find someone, because what are you looking for? Treetops. You'd have to find an open area like this. And even then, that would make it extremely difficult. So I hope they can find this kid. But it gets pretty. There's Perisher. This is one of the skiing resorts out here that you can go to. Perisher, Threadbow. What's the other one? I'm not sure what the other one. There's 3 that you can go to. But yeah, there you go. You can sort of see some of the. It's so elevated. It has its own clouds. Look, it has its own clouds that go over roadways. Apparently, look at that. It has its own cloud system. But there you go. Just thought I'd show you a little bit of the area down here. How many valleys and stuff. Look, all through here, through the creek, up through here. I mean, not easy searching environment to try find a lost hiker. Mount Kosciuszko. You could get snow blindness. I doubt it's snowing right now. At least I don't. When was this taken? 2025. It says it was today. So maybe there is a bit of snow up there. I didn't think there would be in summer, but yeah. Oh, Charlotte's Pass. That's another one. Charlotte's Pass often is one of the coldest places in Australia each winter. Each winter, Charlotte's Pass often ranks very high in the freezing temps. So there you go. Let's have a look. If you haven't hit the like button yet, yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Sean says it's a pretty area in spring. I haven't been out there except for I think I went near Christmas one time to hang out at a camp or something, but it wasn't so far up. We were further down in elevation. We weren't really high up. So I've never been really, really high into the, elevation. Brumby. Please look into this, Google. It's not all like this. They said he's 1,800 feet up. So I don't know what you want me to tell you that it's not like this, but they said it in the article that it's 1,800 feet in elevation up. So he's not on the seafloor or anything. I'm not saying he's in the snow, but he's not on base level in 0 feet of altitude either. But yeah, they said that article we read. Yeah, let's show you. Because when I put that trail in, it doesn't come up. I tried Googling it while we're watching that video, and I can find an article for it. I can't find a map for it. That's the only difference. But yeah, here, the Hannell Spur Trail is considered one of Australia's most challenging bushwalking tracks with an elevation of 1,800 meters. I mean, that's not 10,000 meters like some mountain ranges, but it's not tiny either. It's 1.8 kilometers up. Wait, is that right? 1,800 meters, 1,000 meters per kilometer? Yeah, so it's 1.8 kilometers up. That's pretty tall. Yeah, of course it doesn't come up. Yeah, I was hoping that we could just follow along with it, but I could only find an article for it. I couldn't find like an actual pin drop for it. It's a 23K track, grade 5, so it's really, really hard. So it's a grade 5 track out of their grading system here. It takes 2 to 3 days, and it's a one-way. How do you get back there? You have to helicopter, or how does that work? It says, embark on the adventurous Hannell Spur track, a 23-kilometer grade 5 challenging hike nestled in the snowy mountains, Australia, starting near Geehee Flat. Didn't we just see that? Didn't we just go past that on the map? Or did I read it in the article? Sometimes I don't know which one. All right. That's a place we can go from. Hold on. This trail offers the greatest elevation gain of any single hike in Australia, up to 1,800 meters, leading you to the breathtaking summit of Mount Kosciuszko before ending at Thredbo Alpine Village. Okay. So, well, we were right on Thredbo before. Thredbo Alpine Village. Here. Right where we were on the map, where I was just told Google it because it's not where I was showing you, which it was. This is Alpine Village, which was right next to where I was just showing you where the snow is. It's just here. This is the Alpine Hotel. There's the Thredbo Resort, Kosciuszko Walk here, chairlift if you want to go snowing on dirt here. Skiing. If you want to go skiing on the dirt, you could do that. They probably do that when they don't have any snow. You go skiing on red dirt. But it looks like, yeah. So you can. So it must go through here. Meadows Nature Trail. No, that's not the one we want. I was trying to see if there was another track here. Riverside Walk. No. Nope. Nature Track. No, we don't want that. What's this one called? Doesn't have a name. But there, Alpine Village is right here. This is apparently where the track ends. So if you're doing this walk, this particular grade 5, it ends here. That's what this hiking article says. It says it ends at the Thredbo Alpine Village, which is right there. They say the historic path, once a training ground for Australian mountaineers, climbs through varied vegetation and remote wilderness, requiring navigation skills and bushwalking experience. Be ready for rapidly changing weather and bring necessary equipment for this unforgettable journey. Geehee Flat. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so it starts further down. So here's the campgrounds here. So how far do you have to go to get up the mountain? It's a 23K and into the Alpine Village. Jeez. Oh, through here? There's Kosciuszko. There's Gehi. Yeah, there's toilets. Thank God they've got those. There's a horse camp. And there's Kosciuszko. Jeez. So you cross through here, basically, or around here somewhere. You start over here where the red pin is. That's a hell of a freaking hike. I don't want to do that. And that's going to be hard conditions. Hopefully it's not this bad. And then you end up over here, where I showed you before, at the Thredbo Alpine Village. They have a skate park. Let's just hang out there. That's way more fun. I don't want to do the hike. That sounds awful. That's a really hell of a hike. So Thredbo's here, and Gehi is here. So you have to cross and get over here. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I hope they find him. Where else could they look? Ram's Head. Looks like a track down here too, or a river. Either way, it's you guys can see how dangerous if you got lost up here it would be for you. A week already out here is pretty harsh. Thredbo landslide. That happened when I was 9, I think. I think Thredbo happened. It was a Stuart Diver that survived Thredbo, and his wife died in the landslide, and he was trapped under there for like I can't remember how long, but it was like, was it his wife or girlfriend that died? I remember seeing a book that he wrote. You got stuck there recently? Are you responsible? Do you have something you need to confess? Call 1-800-333-000 and you may need to report yourself. All right, self-report. Sean says Thredbo landslide killed. Yeah, I will do that one time. Hey, that would be great. Please get us to 100. Like, the thing is, one of the feedbacks I got from Google about the channel was inconsistent like numbers throughout the videos. Like sometimes we get like 180, and then sometimes we get like 12, and they're like, you have to sort of average this out a little better. And I was like, okay, well, I'll talk to the people and see if they like the show, they'll like the video. So I said I'll mention it a bit more often. The people that live on that mountain are scary. Well, why'd you break into their houses then? I mean, I'd be scary to people that break into my property too. All right, let's get out of here. What time is it? Almost. I've got one more story. One more. By the way, there was someone further back that joined the channel. I appreciate it. Where is it? It's Sarah. Sarah Bailey said, I'm from a tiny island. I think she also said that she subscribed to the channel. So, Sarah, thank you. And it was very nice to have you here this evening. I appreciate it. Yeah, she's from Ibiza, Clubland. All right. I wanted to show you this story because to me, it perfectly encapsulates what's going on right now. And I'm just going to grab this article. All right, here we go. If it'll go. Yeah, it will. A Milwaukee woman charged with throwing alcohol bottles and biting a firefighter while naked. Definitely sounds like New Year's Eve. They say a Milwaukee woman has been charged with throwing $800 worth of alcohol bottles at workers and customers at a liquor store and then biting a firefighter while naked. According to court records, Milwaukee police were called to Westside Liquor Store at 89th and Appleton shortly before 9 p.m. the day after Christmas after a 911 caller reported a naked woman throwing bottles. Where are all these naked women, and how come they're never where I go? Investigators say when officers arrived, they found the Milwaukee Fire Department already on the scene, trying to restrain 27-year-old Miranda Tolliver. They say they had wrapped a yellow blanket around Miranda and were trying to put her on a stretcher when police say she bit a firefighter on the forearm, breaking the skin. The firefighter was treated at the scene. Prosecutors charged Miranda with criminal damage to property, disorderly conduct, battery to a firefighter, and bail jumping. Miranda was out on bail awaiting trial on charges of resisting an officer, substantial bodily harm / soft tissue injury, and battery. Sounds like she's done this before. Let's see if we can find her mugshot. 27-year-old Miranda. Let's see. Here we go. I think is this her? Let's see. Yes, it is. All right, Miranda. Like to be naked and bite firefighters? You're going to get your debut on Nights with Ping. 27 years old. Likes to bite firefighters. Here she is. The lady who likes to throw alcohol bottles at people. I don't know why. Bye, Reby. Thanks for all your help. I appreciate it. We're going to wrap up here in a second. This was the last one I had in my story trove for tonight. But this one is bizarre. Why would you do this? Why was she naked? Where did the clothes go? Did she just walk to the liquor store with no clothes? Did they somehow fall off her before getting into the liquor store? And who let her in there while naked? Like, you don't just walk into the liquor store and say, "Howdy, Jeff," and he's like, "Oh, you're naked again?" And you're like, "Yep, I'm just grabbing a beer." I don't think they take kindly to that. I think you have to wear clothes to go shopping. They're saying a Milwaukee woman has been charged. Yes. Yeah, there you go. Same thing we read out before. But yeah, Milwaukee woman charged with throwing $800 worth of alcohol in a liquor store. Either she threw one bottle that cost $800, or she threw many smaller bottles that cost less. Which one? I don't know. She could have chose one bottle of champagne. It was like $800, or she chose like 50 bottles of like $10 champagne. Who knows? There you go. Apparently, this lady likes to get naked and bite firefighters. It's we all got to have a hobby. We all got to have a hobby. Her hobby is biting firefighters while naked and throwing alcohol bottles. Tequila makes her clothes fall off. Yeah, maybe. Biting firefighters is a weird kink. Yeah, it is a bit. I actually am more concerned about going to the liquor store while naked. Sienna says she must be living in a nudist colony. Maybe. Aren't you supposed to have a towel on you at all times in a nudist colony? Especially if you're a lady or a guy. You put the towel on the towel rack, and for a girl, they hang out on the mountains. Is that sort of how that works? Because I heard that you're supposed to have a towel on you at all times as a male at a nudist place. How I know that? I don't know. I don't know how I found that information out. Oh, I know what it was. Oh, do you remember how we had this thing the other night saying what were the craziest cases of 2024? I could only remember a few of them. Now I remember. It's the nudist colony in California. The one where the neighbor, killed the people next door and then put them underneath the house. That's how I found out about the you should always have the towel thing. Because I read it on their website. They have this website for that place. And one of their rules was males had to have a hand towel. It's a bit insulting, a hand towel, on them at all times. Yeah, where the people and the dog were killed. Yes. I think meth and naked go hand in hand. Why? Do you have something to admit? Is your son still home? Maybe we can do this later when he's gone back to work. Shopping. Yeah, what I do is I leave here and I go hang out at nudist colonies. That's what I do. Yeah, the couple and the poor dog. Did we ever get an update about the dog? I don't think we ever did. I don't remember hearing about. I remember hearing about the couple. They found them, but I don't remember hearing about the dog. Here, let's have a quick look. Then we're going. Hold on. That was back in the 31st of August. That was a man arrested at California nudist resort for couples murder. That guy's name was Sparks. That's right. They call him Sparky. But I don't remember hearing about the dog. Yeah, it was Daniel Maynard, 79, and his wife Stephanie, 73, were reported missing after they failed to show up to church in August, prompting Redlands police officers to scour around their home. But on the fourth day of their search, police received a phone call from someone claiming to be a relative of the couple's next-door neighbor, Michael Sparks. The caller claimed Sparks confessed to them that he had killed 2 unarmed people as they threatened to also kill himself. Wait, he also threatened to kill himself. He didn't say if it was the Maynards, or Menards, but he said he had killed 2 people and was planning to take himself out. Yeah, this was them. This was the couple here. And he made some sort of weird thing under his home. And when police tried to enter, they crashed through it and ended up like sort of stuck because he had dug out under his home like some sort of, basement or cellar. It was really bad. Here he is, Mr. Sparks, who likes to murder people. He looks like a different guy that we saw recently that was arrested for a crime. I don't hear anything about the puppy dog, though. That's what his home looked like after they got through with it. Look at it. It just looks like hard rubbish. It just looks like a tip. It looks pretty bad. Yeah, there's the little dog. There his name. His name was Cuddles. What? Oh, yeah. Look, the couple's beloved Shih Tzu Cuddles was never located. So they never found the dog. I kept getting people emailing me, asking me, Ping, have you heard about the dog? And I was like, I don't think I ever got an update for the little dog. Yeah, so they never found it, unfortunately. Aww. I bet you he killed it and put it in a bin. I just have a funny feeling. Because he's that type of, if you can kill a human, they can easily kill an animal. So I think he probably put it in a bin. It's only a little tiny dog. So poor dog. So there's your update for that one. That's how I found out about what they do at nudist colonies, because I was doing research for this story. Yeah, I did research. I'm very method in my research. So I went there, I lived it, I loved it, and then I came home. I learned a lot. All right. That's it. That's it for tonight. We're going to get out of here. Rehomed. I hope so. Church and nudist colony member. Don't you remember when God said, live life in the flesh and don't wear clothes? I swear I read that somewhere. Marlene said shopping. Yeah, that's right. Yes, good night, everyone. Until next time. We'll be back tomorrow. I hope that all of this coordinated thing going on, there's no more. I don't want to wake up in the morning and they're like New York City or Florida or Texas or Colorado or Idaho, New Mexico, Arizona. Like, I don't want to hear that. Hopefully this is over now and we can all go into 2025 and wait for the next thing to happen, I guess. Good night. I love you all. You're all amazing. Best people, best viewers, best friends ever. Love you all. Good night. Oh, shoot. Yes, no, I'll do it now. Do you guys want to hang around and do it now, or do you want to do it tomorrow? I don't care. It'll just take me 2 minutes to get the names. Let me know what you want to do. We can either do it tonight or tomorrow. The other two have already been drawn, so those ones will go out to those winners. But you guys want me to do it now? All right. Remember, this one's only for members, so hold on. All right, give me 1 second. 1 second. Well, we're getting multiple. Can't you guys come to a consensus? Come on. Can't you guys all say the same thing? Tomorrow, tomorrow, now, now, now. It's sort of like a 50-50 split. All right, fine. Someone find a coin and flip the coin for me. No. Okay, get out the chocolate wheel. All right. We'll do it now. All right. Give me 1 second. I just got to grab all the membership names. 1 second. All right. Let me go to the wheel spinner. All right, I've taken out a couple of names who have already won a prize. So actually, we got these. How did this log me in? All right. No, we want a new one. Thank you. Shell Huffman. One. Is that correct? Okay. All right. That was only some of them. All right. Here's the other copy of it. What was the top name? Betty C. All right. All right. This is all our members. This is everyone. You can see how crazy this wheel is in a second when I go here. This is all of our members. And I want to say thank you to all of them. Look at all these great names on this list, including people who have joined recently. There should be one, actually. Where's Robbie T? Robbie T, I have to take you out of this running. because you've already won a hoodie. I had to take Lynn D out as well. But the rest of these people, I'm very thankful for all of your support. That's why I'm doing this. Do you want to do it? Should we do it? This is the last one. Then we're giving away in January, and for the rest of the months, we only give away one. So each month there'll be a new customized graffiti design that I make, and that'll be the one hoodie we give away each month, and each month will be different. And those designs will never be reused for any merchandise. So it's sort of like a just a once-off design. So that'll be it. Yes, good luck, everyone. Lucky winner is, all right. Who is it? There's so many names. Oh, Texas. Hey, what a great new member. I'm very happy about that. That is a very great person who I've really enjoyed having on the channel. So a more than worthy winner. So Texas, I will find a way to contact you if you don't have a public way to contact you. That's okay. Email me sundaywithping@gmail.com. Send me size and color that you would prefer and a postal address, and I will get that out to you. We've put the 2 orders in for the graffiti winners. I'm just waiting on size and color from the 2 of them, and then I'll get your one done. And they should be with you. It takes a little while to ship overseas, so it may be a few weeks. I don't know. But Robbie lives here, so she'll get hers fairly quick. So the other 2 people, unfortunately, it'll take a while, but they'll get there. Yeah, congratulations, Texas Roadrunner. I appreciate it. Thank you for being a member. See, it doesn't matter. There was a lot of people, not that I don't like when they, not that I don't not like when they do this, but it's funny how these wheel things work. There was people that had like 50 entries on the graffiti hoodies. I'm not kidding. There was some very, very nice people who helped out a lot. And I know they messaged me and they said, I'd love to win one, but like I do it anyway because I want to. And I was like, thank you very much. And I would love to have seen them won. I really would, because they've helped out so often and so much. But it's weird how it works. It's the people often that have a ton of entries. For some reason, it just doesn't land on it. I don't know why. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Your name was on there, bud. I'm pretty sure, but I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Galo says, get on another device and like the stream. Yeah, thank you, guys. You've got to get those likes up every night. We've been a little funny with it. It's been sort of like this for some reason. Some nights we get like 180, and then some nights we get like 12. So we've got to get that more equal. If you can do that, it's free. I appreciate it. So this month, the next time, when is the next time you can win a hoodie from Ping? Well, it'll be at the end of January. It'll be at the end of January. So at the end of January, we'll draw another one for the month. I'll show you the design when I'm finished with it. I'm about halfway through sketching it out right now. So, yeah, should be done maybe by the end of the weekend. And if you want to enter, so the next one, by the way, I'll explain it too. This one, we did one for people who donate from like Ko-Fi and PayPal. We did one that was for memberships, and we did one that was for super chats. Going forward, it'll be a mixture of everything. So if you do PayPal, super chat, or membership, I think I have to talk to my boss, but I think it's just the other way. I think we're just doing super chats and PayPal and Ko-Fi, and we'll do something else for the memberships people. Yeah, it's just, it doesn't work out financially if you just do it for the members only all the time. It just kind of, yeah, we'll do something else for you guys. Maybe Reeby's idea. Reeby's got a really good idea, and I think it would be much easier to implement and give to more people for free. So, well, not for free, but you know, a perk of the memberships. So I think that would be a good idea. So we will do that. Sore loser in the room. So I promise we did it. We did it 100% equal. I'll show everyone here. If someone's upset because they did not win, I'll show. This has everyone's name on it here. This is my entire member list. And yeah, I'll scan it down so you can see who's a member, who isn't. This has every single name. Everyone got a fair shot. There is no one doubled up here. This was a one-on-one shot for everyone. Everyone that's a channel member. No one here got doubles. No one here got any favoritism. It wasn't like the other ones where if you donated like $50, you got 10 tickets or whatever. This was just a one shot for everyone. So no one got screwed over. Nothing like that. No. Hey, try again next month. Everyone was really big on the graffiti design. So you want to win a one-of-one design that I made by hand? Send a donation and you'll get a ticket for next month. All right. Love you all. Love you all. Congratulations, Texas Roadrunner again. Thank you for being a great channel person. I appreciate it very, very much. And bribes didn't work. Bribes didn't work. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. It makes me feel a bit bad. I wish I could give it to everyone, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. We'll see. Talk to your accountant. Yeah, I'll talk to my accountant. But no, everyone got, I promise, if you go back through all the streams and watch them, everyone was accounted for. I have records of everything. I have a notepad that has everyone's donation, everyone's name, how many tickets they got. Like I can tell you here for the one that was for, I'm not going to read out how many people got, but like, some people were 10, some people were 5, some people were 6, some people were 3. I have all this written down. So if anyone is upset, you can email me and I'll show you your portion, and I'll show you what I did for you. So sundaywithping@gmail.com. Don't hide from any statistics or anything. I'm happy to show you. I just don't want anyone to feel bad because I know there was a couple people that were really, they messaged me, they're like, Ping, I really want to win. And I don't want them to feel upset. I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun, everyone. Have a great, what is it tomorrow for you? 2nd of January. Have a great 2nd of January, whatever that holiday is. I think it's just a Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.